Welcome. As we navigate the rapidly evolving landscape of generative AI, our organizations are increasingly adopting a diverse array of tools and platforms. This multi-platform reality presents both incredible opportunities for innovation and significant challenges in maintaining consistency, security, and control. Our focus today is on developing robust, consistent management frameworks that can effectively govern Gen AI usage across this complex ecosystem, ensuring we harness its power responsibly and strategically. The strategic drivers for adopting multiple Gen AI platforms are clear: accessing specialized capabilities, leveraging existing vendor relationships, and fostering innovation across different teams. However, this rapid adoption without a unified strategy leads to sprawl. Managing diverse tools with varying interfaces, security models, and compliance postures creates complexity, increases risk, and hinders our ability to scale effectively. The mandate before us is to move from fragmented adoption to integrated, manageable growth. To effectively manage Gen AI sprawl, we must build core competencies that span across all platforms. We've identified 4 critical areas for focus. First, establishing unified policy and acceptable use guidelines sets the foundational rules for everyone. Second, standardizing access and identity management ensures only authorized personnel can use these tools appropriately. Third, centralizing operations and performance monitoring provides essential visibility into usage and effectiveness. Finally, implementing holistic compliance and risk management builds proactive safeguards across the entire ecosystem. The first pillar is establishing a single overarching set of guidelines for Gen AI usage that applies consistently across all platforms and business units. This includes a clear acceptable use policy defining permissible and prohibited applications. We need robust data handling guidelines specifying what data can be processed and how it must be protected. Output verification standards are crucial for validating AI-generated content before business use. Furthermore, intellectual property guidance clarifies ownership and attribution, and bias and ethics guidelines ensure alignment with our organizational values. Drafting effective enterprise AI policies requires careful consideration. We need to articulate a clear acceptable use clause that is broad enough to cover various tools, but specific enough to provide actionable guidance. Defining precise data input guidelines is paramount for protecting sensitive information and ensuring compliance. Providing scenario-specific usage guidance helps teams understand how policies apply to their unique workflows, reducing ambiguity and promoting responsible adoption across the organization. Ensuring consistent user access and identity management is vital for security and control. This involves integrating all Gen AI platforms with our organization's centralized identity provider, ideally leveraging single sign-on solutions for seamless yet secure access. We must define standardized roles and permissions that can be applied consistently across different platforms where technically feasible. Implementing enhanced security measures like multi-factor authentication for all platform access and automating provisioning and deprovisioning processes are non-negotiable steps to mitigate unauthorized access and data breaches. Gaining unified visibility into Gen AI usage and performance across diverse platforms is essential for effective management and optimization. This requires implementing unified logging mechanisms to capture activity across all tools. Defining standardized metrics allows us to compare performance and usage consistently. Centralized dashboards consolidate this information, providing a single pane of glass for monitoring. Furthermore, integrating cost management helps track expenditure across platforms, enabling better resource allocation and ROI analysis. Establishing a holistic approach to compliance and risk management builds proactive safeguards across the entire Gen AI ecosystem. This involves mapping platform capabilities and usage against relevant regulations and internal policies. Regular audits are necessary to verify adherence to these requirements. Implementing threat modeling helps identify potential vulnerabilities specific to Gen AI usage patterns. Finally, having a well-defined incident response plan tailored for AI-related events ensures we can react effectively to security or compliance incidents. Let's look at how this framework applies in practice across different departments. Marketing might use a SaaS content creation tool where unified policy ensures brand consistency and compliance. IT/DevOps leveraging a cloud-based coding assistant benefits from SSO integration and centralized logging for security and oversight. Customer service using a custom chatbot relies on a consolidated dashboard for monitoring performance and compliance audits. R&D exploring an open-source LLM requires centralized IAM and automated alerts for risk management. Effectively governing a multi-platform GenAI ecosystem has significant strategic impact. First, embrace centralization where possible for policies, identity, monitoring, and risk management to reduce complexity. Second, foster collaboration between IT, security, legal, and business units to build a comprehensive and practical framework. Finally, lead by example, championing responsible AI practices and demonstrating the value of a unified approach in enabling secure, compliant, and effective GenAI adoption across the enterprise. Thank you.